Hello, welcome. All right, today we are talking about how to get more customers. How do you get more leads? How do you get more customers so that you can have a successful business? I mean, the truth is, we all need that. If you are going to have a business, bottom line, every business has to have sales. In order to have sales, well, frankly, we need customers. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I am going to jump in here. I'm going to be changing something here. Let's let everyone else know that we're going live over here and that can be out there broadcasting. All right, let me flip back here. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Shauna St. James. If we haven't met, I'm a sales psychology, neuroscience specialist. That's what I do for years now. I have been helping artists. I started with artists and really different entrepreneurial business owners, whether they owned a coaching business, maybe they owned a brick and mortar store, really didn't matter what business they had or what they were offering. We used sales science to help solve their problems so that they could get more customers. And I'm going to let you in on some secrets today on how we do that. So, really quick, welcome to Rock Retirement Live. This is something I do every day, Sunday through Friday, 11 a.m. This is where you can come get content, training, things that are going to help you move your business forward. Or if you're thinking about starting a business, especially that's really where my love is today, right? If you're thinking about starting a business because you need more retirement funds in that retirement account, this is going to help you do that. Yes, I'm going to be sharing sales and marketing secrets that are going to help you grow a business or start a business. If you haven't already watched, let's see, that was Sunday's broadcast. It's the 4 business must-haves. That's the foundation that we are building on. And every time I go live and I'm talking here, I'm going to be sharing that information with you. We're just going to be taking deeper dives into that. Let me actually share my screen really quick so that you can see what we're talking about. I'm going to show that really quick. Where is it? That would be, let's just share the entire screen. I don't think I have that Miro board up. Let's pull it up. The Miro board is something that I love to use because I love to build on that, and that way you guys get a visual of what it is we're doing, because sometimes when I'm just up here talking, it's really hard to get a grasp on what it is I'm actually talking about. So let's jump over here, and I can show you that. And there we go. All right. This is what I am referring to. If you are wanting to start a business, you must have these 4 things in place. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get more leads. This is where the beginning of, it's called a funnel, right? This is the beginning of your sales process. This is the first thing we do. We go out and we find people, right? We need the people who need our product, and then we're going to nurture them. Then we're going to talk about how we convert them to sales, and then how we can make them repeat customers. So if you want to know more about this is what I talked about on the very first broadcast. I can't remember it. It's the 4 business must-haves. Couldn't tell you what that thumbnail color is in my head right now, but that is where you can find this content. And I walk through every part of this on a deep dive. Okay, let's jump back here. All right, so here we go. Let's dive in. How do we get more customers? Well, let's talk about that, because in order to have the success you want, whatever that is for you, whether you want six figures, whether you just want an extra thousand per month, maybe you're serious and you're like, no, I need this to be a full-time sustainable income, Shauna. I need a good mid figure business to get me recovered and where I want to go. I completely understand that. I identify with you. I, didn't have any retirement. Didn't have any retirement. When it came time to, I was a single mom, getting the kids going. The kids are all finally, out doing their own thing, just supporting the last one in college here. But at the end of that, the retirement funds were basically nothing. I had to come up with something that's going to help me recover and get that retirement fund up and going to where I don't have to keep working until I'm 80 or 85, right? Or the phrase goes, you don't want to work until you die. Yeah. So these are the things that are going to help you do that. If you're looking for extra income, if you're looking to leave your 9 to 5 job, maybe you're just tired. You've been at this company, they haven't been paying you what you're worth for years, and you know that you need to boost your income, increase your income quickly before it's time to retire, right? 10, 15 more years, wherever it is you're at, maybe 20 years. Well, how can we do that? That's what we're talking about today, how you can get more leads. All right, and I just want to I want to congratulate you first of all. Woohoo! You guys are already moving your business forward. If you are here, if you have tuned in, if you are watching this content, I know that you are already in it to win it. You're already taking action to move your business forward. Now, a lot of this training is going to help you, give you a lot more knowledge. Of course, then you need to take it and you need to implement it in your business to actually have this help you change and transform your life. This content is really helpful, but it's really meant for you to implement and apply and go out there and do it in your business. So, congratulations on getting started on that. I want you to win it. Put win it if you are here because you're committed to having the retirement that you've always dreamed of. If you're committed to do whatever it takes to be able to have that dream. I don't want you to give up on your dreams. It is not too late. I was talking to someone recently and they were saying, Shauna, I just feel like it's too late. I have so much catching up to do. I think I'm just going to have to give up the dream. Their particular dream is very similar to mine. That's why we're friends, right? Their particular dream is to be able to travel the world. Not necessarily like full time. They still want to have a home base because they have kids here in the States, right? They don't want to, miss out on being the grandparents, but they don't want to have to worry about the budget when it comes time to, once or twice a year going to Europe, right? Or going to London, going to Scotland, going to Italy. I have another friend, they want to go over to Thailand. Well, wouldn't it be wonderful if we didn't have to worry about the budget and we could just book them? We could book those trips now. These are the tools that are going to help you get there. If you're not sure, if you're worried, if you are stressed about how you are going to come up with the funds you need to be able to do what you want after you, quote, retire, these are the tools that are going to help you get there. So when I started my business, I didn't know how to do anything. I wasn't a business major. I was a psychology major. So I understood the concept of sales, right? I've been doing sales forever. It wasn't that I didn't know how to sell, but I didn't know that entire structure that I just showed you, right? I didn't know how to get leads. I didn't know how to nurture them through the process. I didn't know how to actually get them to convert into sales. I was out there busy working hard. And I'll tell you a little bit about all of those things that I did. I'll kind of share a little bit about my story because I think you're going to find some things that we have in common. And I don't say that in a negative way at all. I think we've all done some things, tried some things that didn't work. So I'll be sharing a little bit about those with you today. And if you find that in yourself, in your story, I'm going to encourage you to stay and listen to the rest of the story as to how you can have the tools that will transform your life, just like I've been doing. So I want to talk about all the things that we do to get ourselves where we want to be financially, right? Maybe you already have a business, but you're not meeting your financial goals. Something's missing in your sales system. Yesterday, we talked about all the advantages of having an online business versus a business where you have to go out and do things physically, right? And we'll talk more about that too. But you feel like you've tried everything, maybe owning your own business. If you're like me, I've actually spent more than $100,000 on learning how to run an online business and a business in general. It wasn't something I had in my tool belt. I didn't have that knowledge. I didn't have those skills. And if you're realizing that that's where you're at, you are missing some tools and some things that you need to succeed, then kudos to you because that is the first step to being able to get where you want to go. It's the first step to be able to transform your business. All right. So, when I first realized the three secrets that I'm going to be sharing with you today about how to get more leads, like I said, I had done everything else. I had tried an MLM, I had tried home parties, I had done all of those things. As an artist, I had a really gorgeous, professionally built website that actually got hacked and blew up twice, by the way. So that online business did not go as well as I had hoped. But I was selling things physically, right? I was creating artwork, some of my art for 4 foot by 6 foot pieces. We're not talking about little 11 by 14s. I mean, I can do those, but that's not where my heart was. I was painting huge, oversized pieces. And it was really, besides having to invest in the supplies, right? Then I would have to create the work, then I would have to package it and ship the work. And if I didn't have someone that it was a commission, meaning somebody that had, quote, ordered something by custom, I was creating that and just building inventory so that I could take it to my next show, or I would have to drive it right down to galleries or up to Kansas City or down to Dallas. So that was costing me money. I was having to do shows, which means I was traveling all over. Maybe you have a product where you travel and your side gig is that you are doing shows, like craft shows, fairs, those kinds of things. Well, you have to have the inventory, you have to haul it around. I had to have a trailer. I had to have all the setup for the booth, the lighting, the panels, the actual tent canopy, the walls, like if it's bad weather, right? Your sales are going to tank. I was at one show, it was over in Oklahoma City. They were having record heat 105. The show coordinators were having to go around and pass out ice water to the workers, to the people that were shopping. Everybody that did show up to that thing was so miserable. Nobody sold anything there. All of us artists, there were like 125 of us total in that whole entire show, and hardly anybody sold anything because the weather sabotaged it. Too many variables that we weren't in control of. That's the key right there. You need a business that you control all the variables, and being able to get your own leads and find your own people is really important, right? And I loved being able to connect with people personally. So that is the part of an online business that you can, if that is who you are, if you're a person who really loves to connect out there, then an online business is perfect for you because you still get to connect with people like this. You get to go live, you get to have that kind of connection. So I want to say really quick, if you are here live, I'd love for you to tell me where it is you're watching from. Where are you joining from? Where are you joining from? Just put that in the chat. If you're watching this in replay, type in hashtag replay. Let me know where you're watching from. I always love to know who I'm connecting with. So let's talk about some of the other kinds of businesses that, bottom line, still need leads, but I'm going to say were failures. Failures in the fact that I never was meeting the kind of sales goals that I wanted to generate for myself. Now, when I was working for other people, I was meeting their sales goals, but they weren't that. I had bigger sales goals than what my employers actually had for me, right? So besides selling my own work and doing art, I also at one point I was doing software sales and customer service sales. I've been in the sales industry for 30 plus years. At one point I was doing high-end retail. This is retail where people would come and purchase, you know, sheet sets from Europe and all these $3,000 on some bedding, right? It wasn't just the $50, $60, low end products. That it was a fun job. I loved having these highly specialized customers who were looking for highly specialized products and matching them, helping them find what they wanted and being able to serve them in that way. That was the first inkling that I had of, oh, wow. Okay, so there are people out there who are willing to spend money on what they want. We just have to make sure that they know we're here and that we're available to them. And having a little unique boutique store back in the early 90s, we didn't have all the online availability that we have now. It is so much easier to let people know who you are, what you offer, and how they can get the solution that you offer when you have an online business. Oh my gosh, it changes the whole game, right? Which is how eventually I went into, I also did interior design, which, oh my gosh, that's kind of my first love. So selling interior design packages, once again, that was a thing that, I had to go to them. Had to help design, didn't have to have inventory, but it wasn't as easy as having an online business, which happened when I started coaching other entrepreneurs. This was really, it's been about 10 years. The last 5 years is when, honestly, I've ramped it up and I helped over 5,000 entrepreneurs and business owners build an online business, an online presence. And they all saw the vision that I had. They just needed the tools to get there. They needed to understand the systems to get there. And that was the diagram of the building that I just showed you. We covered that in our video. What's the date? On June 16th. That is where you'll find all that training. June 16th and 17th, we really broke those structures down and explained what each of those pieces meant and why you needed each of those pieces. If you missed that, go ahead and head back over there and you can check in and dig into that material. Today, though, we're going to be talking about getting leads. The business starts with having enough people to sell your product to. It doesn't matter what you're selling at this point, right? If you want to talk more about products and what you can sell, I would love to help you do that. But today we're going to assume that you already have your product. You already have your product that you are offering. And your issue, your challenge right now is how to get more leads in the top of that funnel. How are you going to do that? We're going to talk about 3 ways you can do that today. 3 secrets to getting those leads into your pipeline, your funnel, Let's go back and show that really quick so that you have a picture in your head of what we're talking about. Because having a visual makes it so much easier to walk through this. This is what we're doing. Let's make that a little bigger, right? Let's blow this baby up. We are taking our online business and we're right here. We're at the first step. Before any of this happens, before we actually earn the money that comes out at the bottom of our funnel, we have to consistently be getting people in here. How many leads a day? How many people are you connecting with per day that are helping you get to your sales goals? How many people are you connecting with that you're showing them how you can serve them? Do you have enough people that you're connecting with every day to be able to meet your sales goals? Have you reversed engineered that? Meaning, what is the dollar amount that you know you want or need at the end of every month, right? Every month, this is how much money I want to be making with my business. Then you need to look at that and you're like, okay, here's how much my products are, right? So if you want $5,000 per month and your product that you're offering is $5,000, you're only going to need one sale to meet that. If your product is $10, well, you've got to have what? 500? Yeah, no. Yeah, 500 sales. I'm terrible at math in my head. One thing you'll know as you get to know me, you'll need 500 sales to be able to make that dollar amount at the end. Now, here's where the tricky part comes in. And this was the part, honestly, when I first learned this number, it took me a while to be okay with it. It was kind of depressing. But it when you start thinking about it and after you start laying it out, you're like, "Oh no, that makes sense." Here's the truth. If you want 500 people, you're going to need to multiply that number of people that you're connecting with because only 3% at any given time of the number of people that you're connecting with, that you're out there reaching, only 3% of that number is the average number of conversions, sales conversions. So, meaning if you have oh, see, my math is terrible. If you have 300 people in your pipeline and you want to be able to convert, you need to be able to have enough that 3% of those people are going to equal the buyers. That will equal the number that you want at the end of the month in sales. 3%. That that shows us we need a lot of leads coming in. We've got to have we've got to be connecting with people consistently, constantly. Now, I do have a system right now that I'm working with where, oh, excuse me, where the average conversion is much higher, meaning every time you have 20 people in your leads pool, one of those people is going to purchase, right? That's a pretty good odds. That's a digital online business. It's a package of content that we get to offer people that's going to help them build their business, right? Do you know the numbers? Do you know your numbers? How many leads do you need to be able to get your 3% of sales that is going to equal the dollar amount that your earnings at the end of the month? If not, it's okay. Just sit down and, get pen to pencil, get your phone calculator, which is really that's what I should be doing here with you guys right now. Get your phone calculator out and figure that out. What's the magic number that you really need to be getting those leads in that top of the funnel? This is where sales psychology starts to matter. Sales psychology isn't just about what gets people to click the button and buy. Sales psychology is also about what you're putting out there that's attracting your customer. If you're on social media, what's stopping the scroll? What's catching their attention and going, oh my gosh, that's me. Hey, yeah, I want to check that out. And then they've got to click, right? You've got to get them to click on that because they're not a lead. They're not truly a lead until you have some sort of direct connection with them. They're not truly a lead unless they are inside a, let's say, a Facebook group community. They're not a lead until they are on your email list. An even better, way more powerful form of connection. That's a direct connection. They're not a lead until you have their phone number and you can text them, right? Now there are all kinds of texting tools out there that are super helpful that you can, somebody can give you your number and you can remind them, hey, I'm going live over here, or hey, I've got new content over here. Hey, you put this in your shopping cart. Did you remember? Right, your shopping cart, your online shopping cart. They're not a lead until you have one of those forms of connection. Otherwise, they're just out there and they're prospective leads, but we need to get them closer. We need to start bringing them in to where we can build the know, like, trust factor with them. They've got to get to know us. The truth is, at one point, it was about 7 to 8 touches or interactions back in the day. This was quite a while ago, back in the day, before all of social media. It took about 7 to 8 times before someone knew, like, and trusted you enough to actually make a purchase. That was kind of the estimate. Now it's about 18 to 20 times. When they're online, they need to see you out there consistently to become a lead. So you have to be out there 18 to 20 times before they go, oh yeah, I remember her. Oh, she was the one that talked about blah, blah, blah. Click. Oh yeah, I remember that guy. He was talking about, how you can, let's think of a product. I should have thought of a product. How you can, the different kinds of life insurance that are out there and how to know which form of life insurance you need. I love that. He's always out there giving me more information. Perfect, right? That's the kind of stuff. If you are top of mind, it's because you have been out there consistently. One of the ways that we get leads. But let's dig in. Let's dig in even deeper. Let's dive deeper into how we actually get those leads. Number one, you have to know your customer like you know your best friend. Know your customer. What do I mean by that? I mean, you have to know the psychographics of your customer, not just the demographics. So demographics are those things like, they own a house, they make this much, a range of this much money per year, the kind of car they drive, actual physical things. I want you to understand those are important. Those are going to help you narrow down your search of where you're going to connect with your customers, definitely. But more than anything, we need to understand how they think. We need to understand what they're experiencing right now. What are they feeling right now? What is the thing that is bothering them most? Because if you can connect with them on that level, boom, you've instantly built the know, like, trust factor. Boom. They're going to want to be on that email list. They're going to want to be connected with you in some personal way. Does everyone know what I mean? You can put in hashtag psych. You can comment hashtag psych if you know your customer psychographics. On a scale of 1 to 4, Where are you in that? Are you one, you're like, Shauna, I have no idea what my customer is thinking about daily, or what the day in the life is like my customer, or what my customer really is searching for. Because the truth is, here's the sales psychology behind us as humans. Every human, it is wired into us. Here's the baseline psychographic. This is the umbrella that everything else fits into. We want to look good and feel good. We want to look better and feel better. So, what is it that's going on in their life that's keeping them from feeling good about themselves, about their lives? What is it that's keeping them from looking good, right? If you are a healthcare provider, or you're, a health coach, or you sell vitamins, or, smoothies, or whatever, maybe you're a physical, gosh, I can't even think, a fitness trainer. If that's who you are, how is your customer thinking and feeling about where they're at with the service and product that you provide? How does your service and product provide help your customer feel better, look better, feel good, look good? Now, feeling better can be a lot, there's a lot of different levels of that, right? The core human needs. We talk about the core human needs. I deep dive into those when we are doing our one-on-one training, because we really need to understand where our customer is, which core human need are they prioritizing, because that's the kind of things that, when we know that about our customer, then we can create content just for them, just for that problem, that's going to call them out of the woodwork. That's going to be like, oh my gosh, she knows exactly what I'm dealing with, right? Is your customer prioritizing status, or are they prioritizing connection and love, or do they want more security? What is it your customer desires most that's going to help them look better and feel better? Create the content around that. When you understand all the deep personal things that they are dealing with, you're going to be the person that they want to have help them. You're going to be the person that they want to purchase that solution from. What bothers them about where they're at in their life right now? What are they unhappy about? And then the other side of it, what do they get really jazzed about? What are their passions? What are they super passionate about? Let's say that, let's go there. We'll just do the artist thing. Let's say that you are an artist and you are painting an endangered species animal. You're painting a tiger, you're painting a lion. You can apply this elsewhere, but, well, what are your customers going to be super passionate about? Well, they're super passionate about us saving the planet or saving this animal, right? So when you go out there and you put content that addresses that, that brings awareness to that, you're creating a solution for them. You're tapping into their passion. You're helping them live that passion, express that passion. Does your content do that? All right. Know who your customer is, number one. Number two, you have to be, and I've already hinted to this, consistency. You have to be out there consistently. It doesn't matter where you're out there, right? We're using social media. Social media is a super powerful tool. I love it because you can do it two ways, right? You can do it organically, which is the free, no cost way, but you can also do the paid version, the paid ads way. Now, paid, of course, is going to scale you faster. It's going to help you reach more of your ideal customers, right? The organic, it takes a little bit more time, but those are very high quality leads because you're connecting with them personally. Those two systems are two separate systems that we teach, that we actually walk through and help you. The organic, the organic strategy is super powerful. It takes a little more investment, personal investment, to be able to do it that way. But if you have the right tools and you have the right systems, a lot of that can still be automated. That kind of organic strategy can still be automated, which means you're not having to go in there and do every single thing. Man, before I understood that, that was exhausting. Exhausting. So we talked about the systems and automations are what's going to save every business and give you back your time, especially if you're working organically. But you have to be out there consistently. Or if you're running paid ads, you have to be out there consistently. Let's talk about this. The truth is that we need to be using the same marketing strategies and all of the things that we're going to call it the big boys use, the big boys. Does Burger King, how many Burger King commercials do you see when you're on regular TV? Oh my word. You see them constantly. Coca-Cola right now, I actually haven't seen as many Coca-Cola commercials lately. Now, if you use a streaming service, they've customized the ads that are showing up for you in your, in your stream versus the networks, the NBC, CBS, all of those, they have more of a standardized. But let's think about how many times we see a commercial for the same product, whatever that is, whether it's food stuff, Subway, Coke, all the fast foods, the pizza places. Pizza Hut has had a major campaign in the last couple years. Even the investment firms, if you're watching CNN and those kinds of places, you're going to see a lot of those commercials for investment firms because they know who their target audience is. They know that their ideal customer hangs out there. So they are consistently putting content out there in front of their ideal customer. Their buyer is sitting there every single time that comes up in the feed. They're getting hit by that. And here's the truth. The way we are wired, the neuroscience behind the way our brains are wired is repetition. Repetition is how we embed things into our subconscious. The big boys know what they're doing. Yeah, we get tired of seeing the same commercial, but that doesn't matter to them. It really doesn't matter to them because their goal is to be in your subconscious so that when you make a decision about buying a product that is their product, they're the first ones you're going to purchase. So if you're thinking about, oh, I want a burger tonight, right? You're going to think of Burger King or Wendy's, or those commercials make a difference because we learn and we embed things in our conscious through repetition. You have to be out there consistently. I want you to be brave and go do it. The most effective way, the most effective way to connect with your audience is through the human face. Do faceless advertising. Don't get me wrong, that is possible. But humans are wired, once again, we're going into the neuroscience here. Humans are wired to instantly connect with the human face. Instantly. You're already creating a connection if you're just showing up in your feed with a picture of your face. That was really hard for me. That's a story for another time. If you knew who I was before I decided to really commit to having a successful business, I would have never been on camera, ever. I don't have any pictures of me and my children because I wouldn't even be in a photo. If I can do it, you can do it. If you're sitting there going, I don't think I'm cut out for this. I don't want to be on camera. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. If you have any of those thoughts, we can help you overcome those. right? That's just about mindset and learning some skills. Now, the first time you go out there to make that connection with people and use this advantage, this is a huge advantage when it comes to connecting with your customer and getting more leads. The first time you do it, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be messy. Heck, I still have issues, right? Today I was having tech issues as I was getting started. My live stream, wireless connection was terrible. I'm like, oh, wow, I'm going to be like, skipping. You just go with it. The truth is that if you are an authentic, real person, you're going to connect with the people you're meant to connect with. They're going to love you. They're going to love you, but you have to get out there and do it consistently. Consistency was my biggest downfall when I was first learning how to market in the online space. It was hard for me to think of what to talk about. I still do that sometimes. Where I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta come up with content. If you need help with what it is you need to be out there saying, the whole thing of what your message is and what you're out there putting out there for your people, it's content creation. That's a big, huge piece of this puzzle on how you're actually going to get leads. I can help you with that. That is my favorite thing to do. It's actually what I do as, for another coach and another coaching program. But you have to know what you want to say, you have to know how to say it, and you have to do it consistently. How do you do that? How do you get out there and do consistently? Well, this is where having systems and tools so that some of that stuff is automated becomes super powerful, because you can create your content and there are all kinds of tools. Even the social media platforms have tools that you can schedule your content out. So at one point, I was creating content for an entire month. So I would take a day or 2 days, create all my content, schedule it, and then it was running on autopilot for me. I was consistently out there in front of my people. My messages were very cohesive because I had a strategy and a system to connect with them on a daily basis. So if you are familiar, if you're not familiar, I want you to check out Alex Hormozi. Alex, just like it sounds, Hormozi, Hormozi. He's a billionaire. I mean, he's a billionaire, a young billionaire. I think he was a millionaire before he was like 25. But, I mean, that's beside the point. Here's what I really want to get to is content. So at one point, his business was doing really well, but he met up with another guru in this space, Grant Cardone, and they're sitting there chatting, and he's like, "Yeah, I just can't," Alex is saying, "I just can't seem to get past this point. Like my business is doing blah blah blah," and the guy he's consulting with, is hanging out with at this point because they're friends, is like, "Dude, you don't have enough content." He's like, look how much content. I'm here because of the number of times I have content that people, my prospective leads, are seeing. He was doing 18 pieces of content a day compared to Alex, who at that point was doing well, he thought, and he had one piece of content today a day. And he's like, wow, I'm so embarrassed. I had no clue that the volume of content that you're out there, the consistency matters. Now, if you're thinking, Shauna, I cannot produce 18 pieces of content a day. Totally. Yeah, no, these are for people that have teams. There are teams that can do that. We can get where we want to go with simply 3 to 5 pieces of content a day, as long as we're consistent and as long as we know our customer and we're putting the right content out there for them. We're going to be able to attract them, whether we are paying for leads or whether we are doing it organically. Still need to be consistent. If you're struggling with that and you're like, I really need some help with that, I don't even know what I would put out there every day, 3 times a day or 5 times a day. Ooh, I can help you with that. That's so fun. if you need help with that, right? Hashtag content or hashtag private, and I will connect with you outside of this and we can talk about how we can make that happen for you. Okay, number three, let's move on to number three. This is the third secret to consistently getting more leads, right? To growing that email list, to making those direct connections with your customers. That's what I mean by leads, your prospective customers. And here it is. You have to be able to direct your traffic. What does that mean? Well, here's what I didn't know. Here's what I wish I had known when I first started this business. A website isn't good enough. A website is worthless unless you know how to direct traffic to him. Unless you know how to direct traffic to the website, and specifically not just to the website, but to where they will click on that contact page and fill out their information. Unless you direct your traffic to that point, it's kind of a loss. Like your website, they're just going to stumble across it and then it gets lost in the ether. We have to know how to direct traffic, which means we have to know what we want to say, our message that's going to attract them, and we need to have a lead magnet. What's a lead magnet? Oh my gosh. The first time I was like, what the heck is a lead magnet? If you are new to business, a lead magnet is the little tool, piece of content you use. We'll call it the bait that we put out there that gets our customer to go, oh my gosh, yeah, click, I want that. Type in your email. What is your lead magnet? How are you directing traffic to you? You got to have a lead magnet. The second part of directing traffic to you is you have to have what they call a CTA. That's a call to action. A call to action. all of these all of these abbreviations are kind of like phenomenal how many there are. But a call to action means that you are calling your customer or prospective customer to action. What do you want them to do? Are you giving them the information they need to be able to connect with you? Are you telling them to, subscribe, to follow, to like, to click here and get your email, follow this link? Are you telling them, hey, I've got a gift for you, put your email in and I'm going to deliver this gift in your email inbox. Do you have a CTA? Are you making offers? That's what we call it. We call it making an offer. A call to action can be a number of things, but the truth is a call to action is an offer. What are you offering them? Are you offering them a free gift? Are you offering them a live virtual event? Are you offering them a webinar? Are you offering them training? Are you offering them your product that you're inviting them to purchase? If we don't have that, we're just out there in the wind, just putting stuff out there, but we're not actually having them connect with us. They aren't leads until we are directing the traffic to that point of connection that we must have, which means you got to have a lead magnet. And that lead magnet, I'm telling you what, I've created so many lead magnets that no one wanted. I'd come up with an idea and I'd be like, oh, this is a good idea. Everyone's going to want that. Nope, nope, no one even clicked on it. Now, to be honest, that doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't a good lead magnet. It could have just been the hook that I put on that, right? The context around the actual lead magnet may not have been good enough to hook my ideal customer into clicking and wanting that piece of content. You can see all the layers here. right? If we're going to be directing traffic, we and really being out there and connecting with our customer, we have to know them so well that when we put a hook out there, the hook is that first phrase that they see that catches their attention. If you're doing videos, it's a pattern interrupt. What is the disruptor that's going to catch their attention? If you don't know what those are, no worries. I didn't know what they were either. Something I had to learn. We can help you with that. But when you know how to do these things and then you say, "Hey, I have something to offer you," you're going to be able to direct the traffic to that point of connection where you start moving down the funnel. Then you can start nurturing them. Let me go back to that. Let's go back to that right here. Right? This is what we want. We're constantly adding people. This can never stop. This part of your funnel is what determines this part of your funnel. If you don't constantly have people coming in here, this is eventually going to run dry. It's just like if you're putting oil in your tank, right? If you're putting oil in the engine of your car, you constantly have to have a stream coming out of here in order to fill it. Otherwise, if you stop, it's just going to be half full, which means your bank account's only going to be half full. That's the thing that we cannot forget. This has to be a part of a machine that is running constantly. This whole process has to be running constantly. It really doesn't stop, which is why it's really important that we have the right strategies, the right systems in place, because if we have systems, we can automate it with tools and then it runs like a machine. We are still the person that's out there in front that's got to turn the machine on, right? Meaning you have to be out there connecting with your people, human face, having the right message, being consistent out there in order for this to flow in here. So, my next question is, do you already have a business? How many of you already have a business that you are doing this with? If you do, I want you to type yes, biz, right? Or just biz. If you don't have a business yet, but you're thinking about starting one, I want you to put start. Where are you in this? The more I know about where you're at, the better content I can create that's going to help move you forward just for you, right? Tailored to what you need. If you already have a business and you are stuck on trying to get leads and you're like, yeah, I cannot get where I want to go on my sales, then we need to backtrack. We need to reverse engineer. We need to look at each of those structures. I can share this again. Let's share this one more time. Let's look at each of those structures and see what it is that is missing. Where of the structure are we stuck? If you're starting a business, you need to learn all of these, right? And honestly, it takes a while to be at 100% at all of these. It's a learning process. We don't instantly come out of the gate. Even if we have a business that's built and is perfectly set up. What am I doing here? For us, we still have to learn the systems. We have to learn how to use the tools. We have to learn the strategies to make it work for us. Right? It's not something that is going to come magically to us. So if you were looking at starting a business and you want to make sure you're getting this right, I'm going to encourage you to get help to do that. I was stubborn and I kept thinking to myself, I should be able to figure this out. I'm a smart girl. I should be able to figure this out. And I spent years piecemealing it together myself when I could have just gone and I call it the fast path, right? I could have just gone and gotten help and I would have gotten to where I wanted to go so much sooner than trying to figure it out myself. And a lot of that was because I didn't want to invest the money to do it, right? I kept thinking, no, I should be able to do this. But there are ways that you can have everything you need for your business and make one sale and have all the full return on your investment, an ROI. There aren't very many services and businesses out there like that. But if you want to know more about that, I can help you with that. Type info. They do exist and they are super powerful. But wherever you're at, if you're starting a business or you are in the middle of your business and you're looking at it and you're like, yep, Shauna, every month I am just not getting what I need, what I really want. If you haven't tapped into what you really want, that was yesterday's video. You can watch June 17th. At the end of that video, I gave you a little bonus on how to really tap into that mindset, tap into what you want. Whatever it is you want for your business, you can have. We've just got to tap into that energy and reverse engineer it to get you there. And we reverse engineer it by looking at all of these things. We have to make sure that you have the right strategies as your foundation, the right systems and tools as your foundation, the right mindset. We have to go out there with the right mindset and right energy. If we're not out there with the right energy, you're never going to be able to meet your business goals, your sales goals. And then we actually have to have this in place to reach our income, whatever. And I just put 6-figure income here. You may not, that may not be your goal, but that's okay. You would insert your goal here. And it starts with leads, which is what we talked about today. So before I jump off here, I really want to let you know that I love serving you here. It's my favorite thing to do. I love helping people move their business forward. If this was helpful to you, I want you to be sure to hit subscribe, right? Subscribe down there, and you can hit the little bell, the notifications, so that when I'm going live and when I'm posted something new, you'll get notified so that you can get that training and content right away. It'll take you straight to it, right? Straight to the channel. And then you can also look in my description here, and there are other ways to connect with me. There are other ways to connect with me. I am going to show you, where is my link tree? If you go to my link tree, wow, my computer's doing something weird. I'll show it to you another time. No worries. If you go to my Instagram, which is Women Embracing Wealth, Shauna C. St. James is the other way to look it up. If you go there, you can click on my bio, and my bio has a series of links in the link tree that you can connect with, and you can get a lot of free training from me because that is what I love to do. Let's see if I can head over there. If you're on my Instagram and you hit my bio, you're going to see this. This is a download, a blueprint. Once again, another download, which is a 6-step marketing plan. It gives you a spot for you to actually build out your own plan. It walks you through everything you need to have that marketing plan built out. And then also, if you want to join my Facebook community, I do free training over there. This is, of course, the YouTube channel that you're on. And then TikTok right now, I am working on building that. So if you follow me on TikTok, I'm going to be having content out there. Honestly, right now, if you looked at it, you'd be like, well, Shauna, there's not much here. Yeah, I'm going to be building that soon for you. So those are the ways you can connect with me. You can also comment here, comment anywhere. I want you to hit the like button for this if this was helpful to you. Subscribe. hit the notifications so you'll be notified when I'm going live. Make sure you leave a comment if you need anything, or if you're curious, if you want training on a specific thing, you're like, hey, Shauna, I want you to talk about this, put it in the comments. I check my comments all the time. So I will be sure to connect with you on that. And that way, you're getting the content you need to move forward. It's a win-win for both of us because I love helping you move forward. It's my favorite thing to do. All right, I am going to sign off now because I'm jumping over into a Zoom room. I'm going to be coaching some clients. So let me know if you need anything in the comments. Take care.